Well, good morning, everybody. I'm going to go ahead and get started so that we can get to work. And I'm really excited to share. I'm actually in a hotel room. My husband surprised me on a last minute trip. He had a little work trip to Salt Lake City. And in his 11 years with the company that he's been with, I've never been on one of his little business trips. So that was fun, but I wasn't expecting it. So I'm like, gonna do this from a hotel room. But anyways, super excited that you guys are on here. Super excited that we get to work our power hour this during this period. We are grabbing people to get them on our reset challenge that we're going to be hosting in January. So I'm excited to work that. But before we get started, just wanted to share some things with you guys and hopefully encourage you and just get you thinking of some things. But the title of this power hour was How to Work Like a Diamond. And I want to tell you guys that there's really no secret. There's really no secret to working I honestly don't feel like I do anything different than what I've been doing in the beginning, except for that there's been a whole lot of growth along the years since I've been doing this. For those of you guys that don't know, my name is Rachel. I probably should change. It says Melissa, but Rachel Hofseth, and I have been with Plexus for almost 7 years. I guess only 6.5, but I still feel like it's been almost 7 years. And I never really wanted the business to start with. I just wanted to get my products for free. And long story short, things happened. There was some growth, there was some failure, and I reached it all the way to the top as a diamond ambassador. And so, what I want to share with you guys is just 5 characteristics that I feel like a lot of the diamonds possess. Possess, is that the right word? I don't know if I'm using the right terminology there. I see you guys are laughing at me, but that's okay. But anyways, 5 characteristics of a diamond. Want to share that with you guys as encouragement, and then just move forward and we will get to some work. So if you guys have never heard Melissa's training, Belief, Attitude, Commitment, that training call kind of set the foundation for my business. And so if you guys just do a little search on the team page, or it might even be accessible, like if you just went to her YouTube channel, I know that you should be able to find it on the team page. But the 5 characteristics kind of feed into this belief, attitude, and commitment. And I was talking with my husband, and I asked him, like, okay, look at these characteristics. What am I missing here? And he said, well, really, all of the characteristics are great. He goes, but it's consistency within each characteristic. So as I'm sharing these characteristics, think about not just is possessing the right, somebody tell me if possessing is the right word, like in the chat. Because if it's not the right word, you guys get what I'm saying? Yes? Okay, it's the right word. You guys, when you have the consistency piece and you apply that to the characteristic, that's where the magic happens. Let's put it that way, okay? So the number one thing that I say is a characteristic of a diamond is that they are committed, that they are consistently committed to the products, to the business, to this journey. I truly think that without that piece, you're not gonna move forward the way that you want to. And I'm talking about like long-term commitment, to where when things get hard, you understand that that just comes with the territory. Like that, it's business. Like it's sometimes really hard. It took me a long time to actually like accept that Plexus was a business, because most people start it working it into the nooks and crannies of their day. It's kind of a part-time thing. They're not going, like you're not driving in your car to go to work when you have Plexus. So sometimes it's hard to think of it as a business, but when you start to change that mindset and you understand that you're committed to your Plexus business, it's a lot easier to get through the hard times, right? Because you know that there's going to be seasons of momentum, there's going to be seasons where it's slower, but you stay committed throughout the whole thing. And when I say that you're consistently committed, it's not like, oh, I'm going to go all in for like the next month, and then something happens and you're like, I don't feel like it right now. Now I know that there's seasons, right? And you can't always be 100% all in. If you guys saw my training on balance, but really it's just that idea that like you're going to be committed long term no matter what. So that's the number one characteristic. Number two that I have courageous. And the reason why I have courageous, and I think fear like steps into all of this, but basically, um, not being afraid to do the hard things, right? Like it can be scary. It can be really scary. I'm still, somebody told me, they said to me the other day, I don't really like reaching out to people. And I'm like, I don't like reaching out to people either. To be quite honest, like it's not always fun, but it's rewarding. So diamonds are willing to do the scary things. They're willing to be courageous. So that's, reaching out, following up, posting on social media. Who here never wanted to post on social media to start? I sure as heck didn't, but I did it anyways. And also I would say courageous. I feel like I guess just doing the hard things, right? Yeah, you don't let fears stop you from doing things. Okay. Number three, attitude. Now, in attitude, I would say that this is really, obviously your attitude towards your business, your attitude towards yourself. This all falls into mindset. We talk about mindset all the time. Um, but really, like, are you always pursuing um, like improving your mindset, right? What is your attitude even towards yourself? What are the things that you're saying to yourself? So, just that you have a positive attitude, because we experience things that are not always positive. So that was one of those. Number four is a learner. I would say that one of the huge characteristics of a diamond is that they are a learner. They're always learning, right? Always working on personal growth, always working on leadership, learning where to find the answers, right? Like I remember as I was working my business, I was always wanting to know, where do I find that answer? If somebody asked me a question, I was willing to go learn about the products. Like for instance, I asked my husband last night, I was like, Jason, why don't you take BioCleanse? And he was like, I don't know. So I knew that I couldn't just be like, Jason, you need to take BioCleanse because it's a great product. I hadn't done research on BioCleanse in forever, and he has high cholesterol. So I was like, I got out Google and I said, pulled out every single ingredient to like learn about the ingredients and how it went along with cholesterol. So are you willing to always be learning? I'm not saying that you need to know the nitty gritty insides and outs of every little thing, but just being willing to learn not only about the products, but about the business and this industry. So that's number four. Number five, I have resilient, basically meaning that you never quit. So, and this is, I'm going to read a lot of this, but I think that if you've been with Plexus for any amount of time, you know that it's going to be hard. You know that you're going to lose people. You know that people are going to say mean things. I mean, if you've reached out to people, like if you've actively talked to people about Plexus, you probably have had somebody say something really mean to you. I've had that happen multiple times. Plus, relationships are messy. People are going to leave you. People are going to go through detox. And then you're also going to find people that don't share your passions with you. But it's going to be fun and rewarding. You're going to build relationships and community. People are going to thank you. You are going to have people that stick with you. You are going to find those life-changing stories because you're the one that shared with them. And you are going to find those relationships that stick with you long term. So if you don't quit, like there's so much good to it. So that's something that diamonds, again, a characteristic of a diamond, they don't quit. So question now, if you're saying, okay, awesome, I have hit all of those characteristics, why am I not diamond yet? So I would just say, I didn't start Plexus and was immediately a diamond. It took me 6.5 years, but I was pursuing these characteristics and that was my journey, right? That was my story. So if you just continue to do the things day in, day out, you are consistently committed and working and learning and having a good attitude and doing all of the things, it's going to happen. Like and I think I had that belief from the very beginning. Like I was like, I don't know when it's going to happen. I don't know how it's going to happen, but I know that it's going to happen. So just having that belief that you know it's going to happen, and things are going to happen along the way, right? So that's all that I have to say about that. And I did it faster than I wanted to. So we are going to go into our actual power hour point, where we are now going to like get to work, because that's the other thing, obviously, that successful people do in this business. They actually get to work, right? You can go to all the trainings in the world. You can read all of the books that you want to do, all of this stuff. But if you're not actually in activity talking to people, then what's going to happen? You're just going to be an expert at I don't know, right? So we all want to pursue that and help people and have an impact in people's lives and be able to be financially blessed from this amazing opportunity. So we're going to do the work. And because we have this Peloton reset challenge going on, what I would love to see us do is for the next, I'm going to say 15, 20 minutes, because I have two things. And actually, we might end up coming back to it based on what the other thing ends up, if it doesn't take us as long. But I want to do an invitation blitz. Now, some of you guys may have already done this. And if you have, awesome, you're going to find more people to invite. Okay, so I will give you guys some invitation verbiage. One thing that I haven't done, and one thing that I want to point out here, and I will address it here in a little bit, is that another thing that I learned to do while on this journey is not take the easy road, in the sense of going, I need verbiage. And I've talked about this on Power Hours before, where it's so much easier. I mean, it's faster and it's easier to ask somebody else to give you what to say. And what I have found over the years is that is true. However, it unconsciously made me think that I wasn't capable of coming up with my own messages. And so it would paralyze me sometimes when it was like, okay, I'm sitting down to work. I don't know what to say to somebody. I'm not like, and I would tell myself, I'm not good at verbiage because so-and-so is so much better at it. So you can't fall into that trap of thinking that I can't reach out to people because I don't know what to say. You guys are smart. And here's the thing about verbiage is I always change it, because I didn't write it. It doesn't ever sound like me. And so I want you guys just to be very careful. There are certain situations where you're like, I need a great message, because some people are skilled with their words. Some people are very skilled with their words. And so you want to capitalize on that, but I always change it. Always, always, always change it to sound like me. So I am going to give you the verbiage for this reach out. And I'm going to show you guys some other verbiage and ways that I follow up with people and how I change things there. And so we're going to reach out. Obviously, we want to bring new people in, right? If you guys haven't signed your 2 people yet, between December 15th, so that you could either, get your name in the hat for those drawings that Plexus is doing. But then also you're going to get to be part of the launch of the new product, and you're going to get a full 30-day supply of the new product once you sign 2 people. So obviously this invitation blitz, you want brand new people signing up, growing your team, growing your business. But don't forget that you guys can send this message to current wholesale ambassadors, and you can also send it to your partial PV people to help them get over 100 PVs. So if you've already done a blitz for your potentials and you're like, who else do I reach out to? Reach out to your customers, reach out to your wholesale ambassadors, reach out to people who maybe they quit a year ago of their products. Like, basically invite everybody to win a Peloton. Okay. So hope you guys have your list ready. Let me pull up that verbiage. I only have 2 options. And for those of you guys who've already been reaching out, if you have some reach out verbiage that has been working really great from you and you're getting a lot of responses, I would love for you guys to share that, because guess what? I didn't write this verbiage. And let me make sure. I think that's it. Okay, so it formatted it weird. There's a space in there. I don't know why there's a space in there. So that's one option. Oh, and did I forget to mention that all of you guys are going to be entered into a drawing for participating today? You guys showed up for work. You guys are going to get entered for a prize, and I'll do the drawing at the end. I'm just copying and pasting this. Okay, let me see if that formatted. Okay. All right, you guys can see that verbiage in the comments? Okay. Now, the other thing that I am going to give you guys today is if somebody says, yes, I would love more information, or please send me the details, especially if they're commenting on a post, I'm going to show you the response that has all the details. And again, you guys can edit this to make it sound like you guys, make it more personal. So let me give you guys the response that has the details, because I know that that's something like this. This copy and paste verbiage is great to have because you don't have to type it all the time. So here's a good response. And then I don't know how to add the graphic into a Zoom chat. Does anybody know how to do that? So I can't. So basically, it's the Renew You Essentials Welcome Pack is the one that we're recommending. And honestly, guys, if they're saying that those aren't the products that I want, they can join the challenge with any combo. I mean, we're not going to be strict on that. I mean, and obviously we want to help people long-term with these products. So whatever combo is going to best fit their specific health goals and needs. But for simplicity, the Renew You Essentials is really the best one for this challenge. So that's that. I'm going to stop talking. You guys get to work. I'll come back and let's do this. Let's try 15 minutes and we'll come back and see where we're at. Okay, you guys, our first 15 minutes is up. Does anybody want like another 5 minutes because you're on a roll? Or do you guys want to kind of move on to the next thing? You guys want 5 more minutes? Okay, let's do it 5 more minutes because we have plenty of time. And then I'm going to put together something else for you guys here in just a bit. So 5 more minutes. Okay, that 5 minutes is up. We have 20 minutes left, and I want to share my screen with a few different things that I like to use. And I don't have all of this stuff typed out or anything. And I just want to explain it because it's a great starting point. So, like I said before, anytime that I get verbiage from somebody else, I need to tweak it and make it sound like me. And because right now we have this reset challenge, that's where a lot of our focus is going on. And it's very heavily right on weight loss and intermittent fasting and all that stuff. But once this reset challenge is over, we're always interacting with people and coming across people that weight loss might not be what they need. And we're just talking about plexus and supplementation in general, or you're reaching out to people who, you're talking to them about the business, and there are certain objections that sometimes come up. And so knowing how to respond to their objections is something that is really, really key when we're talking to people and when we're following up. So I'm going to share my screen in just a second, take screenshots, and then find ways that you can use this in your follow up or when somebody gives you an objection. So let me share my screen. Oh, goodness. There it is. Okay. Let me try and, question for you guys. Do you guys see all of the people's faces? Is it covering the screen for you? Like, can you see the whole screen? You guys can see the full slide? Okay. I just want to make sure it looks okay on your side because I can't move the screen for something. So anyways, go ahead and take a screenshot about this. And one thing that I want you guys to note is, like I said before, sometimes we feel like we have to have the verbiage, right? That we're like, I can't come up with it on my own. I need somebody to tell me exactly what to say. But one of those things that I said was a characteristic of somebody who is successful and who has made it to the top of the company. They're willing to go learn for themselves. So if you look at this product objection and it's on the already healthy page, and if you note at the bottom, it says, would you be open to checking out some info that explains how and why supplements are actually recommended by the top food and nutrition publications? And you're probably going, well, what if they say yes? Then what do I do? You guys go out and you find the information. But truthfully, like, I'm not trying to be hard or mean, but there are definitely, like, this is not obviously in my wheelhouse, right? I'm not a product guru. I don't know, but I know how to search Google, and I have learned enough within Plexus, and I will seek out, like, I will ask the question. So early on, I would go to Melissa and be like, who are the top people that I should be talking to, right? Like, if somebody has like a product question and I'm not finding it on the research, I'm doing it on my own, who would I go to talk to? Who are our PAs? Who are our nutritionists? Who are those people? And I'll ask those questions, and then I will do the scary thing and I'll be courageous, like I said, and I will go out and I'll reach out to those ambassadors because that's part of the learning process. So I just want to give you guys that encouragement when you're looking at this. And obviously you're going to have to tweak it because, like, I'm not a school teacher, right? So if somebody says they can't afford it, I can't relate because I'm not a school teacher. But I can look at this template and I can relate almost anything to my experience. So I just wanted to point that out. You guys got your screenshot. Here's one for business objections. If you guys aren't reaching out to people about the business, I want you guys to really ask yourself, why am I not talking about the business? And I will tell you that because it took me a long time to talk about the business because I didn't want the business. And so it took me a while to figure it out. But just because I didn't want the business didn't mean that other people didn't want the business. And what really was a turning point for me in sharing the business was that what that meant is that more people we're going to be exposed to these products. And if you guys know me, my heart is, I love these products and I love what they're doing for people. And so I'm like, I just want to tell everybody about the products. And obviously I love the business as well, but that was one thing, like for me to flip my mindset of like, it's okay to introduce the business to people, because that's also going to mean that more and more people are getting these products in their hands. So again, these are just great templates that you can use and you can tweak, and you can even keep it in your notes section to then take and use it for your own copy and paste. But even that, guys, what I've noticed is depending on the person that I'm talking to, I may have to tweak messages for them as well. So you guys have your screenshot there of that one. The other one that I want to share with you guys is this one. So these are all different ways to follow up. And again, I'm learning from my own mistakes. For a long time, my follow-ups used to only be about Plexus. And I'd be like, you see that sales statistics. I'm like, I've reached out to them the 12 times. I've reached out, like, why haven't they joined me yet? And then I watched a training and they talked about, and some of you may be like, well, duh, but it didn't come naturally to me. But they're like, a follow-up is you just talking to them, asking them how their day is going, checking how life is going, right? You just having that touch and building that relationship is also considered a follow-up. All of your follow-ups should not be straight Plexus. And I've made that mistake many times. So anyway, so this is a great little template for how you can follow up with people. And I just wanted you guys to have that. We're not really going to, what time is it? Okay. Because we have just over 15 minutes left and I want to do some more IPA. But first, if you guys are okay with it, I'm going to go ahead and stop sharing. Stop share. Okay. Holly is so funny. Yeah, she says, crazy that I'm a diamond emerald without wanting the business. It's true, guys. It's crazy true, but I've learned a lot. Okay. One thing that I love about this business, and I want to keep this really short because number one, I hope that you guys have a list of your dream teamers and your chicken list, right? The people that not only do you want to help them with the products, but you're like, man, if I could have them on my team, number one, I would have so much fun doing this with them. They would be amazing at it. They could be a runner, they could be a power partner, or they need this business so bad. I hope that you guys have a list of people like that. And I'm going to share with you what I do for those people. And what I love that I've learned about Plexus over the years, I've watched so many trainings and I have learned that there is not just one path to success in Plexus, right? Like if you look at every single diamond, or just Jewel, or people who are like successfully, climbing the ranks and having a successful business, everybody's personality is different. Everybody's skill set is different. Everybody has a different style. And that was so encouraging to me because you can start falling into that comparison trap or saying, I need to be like this person and I need to be like that person. And you start trying to do things and then it just feels weird and you start losing your passion because you realize that's not me. And that was so freeing to me that I was like, I can learn certain skills from different people, but ultimately this is how I build relationships. This is how I work my day. But again, you have those characteristics of learning, being committed, having, all those different things. As long as you have those at the core of your foundation, you can do anything. So, I'm getting long-winded. Anyway, so this is one thing that the structure that I love when I'm talking like straight up, like to a dream teamer and my chicken list, somebody that I'm like, I want this person to go to the top of the company with me. Okay. I think that's a much smaller list. I'm always wanting to talk about the business now to people, but there's a smaller list of those very, very special people. So I want you guys to write this down because I think that there is a format and this is my way. You guys can tweak it. You can take it. You can say, I don't like it, whatever. But number one, Okay. This is an invitation for them to learn more. Okay. And this is like an in-person meeting, whether it's Zoom. I mean, you're seeing their face. It's not a, I'm going to leave them voice messages. I'm going to send them, copy paste message. This is like, you're going to sit down with them and you're going to talk to them. Okay. Number one, you are going to compliment them, give them a compliment of why they would be good with this business. Okay. Are they just naturally good at talking to people? Does everybody love them? Do they have a servant's heart? What is it about them, about who they are, that would make them successful in Plexus? Okay. Then you're also going to make a connection of how Plexus could be a vehicle for them to reach their goals, right? So, like, if you know that they have a heart for adoption, right? Everybody knows adoption is really expensive. You know that Plexus could be that vehicle to help them get to their adoption. Maybe you know that you've talked to them and they're like, man, I wish I could send my kids to public school. Or you've heard them in conversation talking about, like, man, I don't even know what we're going to do for retirement. Something that you know about them. So obviously, these are people that you know. Some kind of a connection of how Plexus would be the vehicle to help them achieve something. Okay. Or if they're like, I wish I could travel. I wish I could, all that stuff. You get the gist. And then you're going to invite them to learn about the opportunity to see if it would be a good fit for them. So, I can look at Megan and say, hey, Megan, I think that you are like, okay, straight up truth here. I'm not going to do it like I'm talking to you because it's too hard for me to put that into words. Megan is ridiculously good at relating to people. When she meets brand new people, she like knows their whole life story. I'm like, how do you know so much about people? She's just good with people. Okay. So Megan, you are so good with people. And see, this is not good. Anyways, and I know that, you've been concerned about, what the future is going to hold with your public school and or private school, and you want your girls to stay there for as long as possible. And I just think that you would be really, really good at what I do with Plexus. And I would love to just sit down with you and tell you more about it, because I really think that this could be something that not only would you be really good at and thrive at, but it could be the vehicle to help you and your family not have to worry about public or private school. Is that something that you'd be willing to come sit down with me? Let's grab a coffee. We haven't had a chance to really hang out and catch up anyways. Would you like to do that? And again, see, verbiage is not my strong suit, but you guys get the idea, right? You guys can put your own flavor on it. And you just invite people to sit down with them and you talk to them, and it's that relationship. But if you guys aren't asking, oh my gosh, I'm using up all of our time. If you guys aren't asking and having those conversations, you're never going to have an opportunity to sit down and talk about the compensation plan with somebody, right? This is like not just a here, watch this video and come learn more. It's like, no, I want you to do this with me. And the other thing I always say is you can't say no until you know what you're saying no to. I love that. I love it, love it, love it. If you guys haven't read the 4-Color Personalities book for MLMs, definitely check that out, because that's going to help you when you're presenting the opportunity to somebody, knowing which direction to take it, right? We just have so many resources, guys. But I guess what I wanted to say to you guys with that, and why I wanted to share that, and I am so sorry because now we only have 5 minutes left to like really work. But we just need to be asking people. We have a gift, obviously, with these products, but we have a gift with this opportunity as well. And when people don't know what exactly is there for them, they're not going to know. So that's my format with my chicken list and with my like dream teamers. And that's scary, guys. But when you're courageous and you step through your fears, crazy things can happen. So it would be funny to hear Megan. Megan's my level 1. She's a senior gold. It'd be interesting to hear her perspective some other time on our conversation that we had together before she signed up. But anyways, okay, 5 minutes left. we can do more invitations if you guys, or we have 5 minutes for you guys to reach out to a chicken list person. I'm getting hot here. Getting hot. Let me drink some water. Okay. So we can, I say, did anybody get any, how about this? Did anybody get any responses to your invitations? Anyone? Does anybody want to share, or anybody have something that they want to share that they've been using a certain message, getting people off the fence for this Peloton challenge? Anyone? Everybody's saying. All right, awesome. Okay, some people saying, look, so okay. See, we're doing it's awesome, guys. And it's only the 8th. We have until the 15th, so just keep posting on that content calendar. I need to do a drawing. I need to do our drawing. I'm going to share my screen again. We're just going to go ahead and do it real quick. Okay. Share my screen. I got everybody's names in here, except for I don't know who Galaxy is. So, okay. We're going to find my wheel. Oh my goodness. I had my wheel. Why? This is not good. Okay. Okay. So y'all, why? All my people are gone. Okay. Here's what I can tell you. I took screenshots of all the participants. So, anticlimactic, not going to have a fun reveal and a wheel, but I will still, I'll put it back in. I have every single part. I have screenshots of everybody. I don't think we got anybody new. I'm looking through this again. And I will post it on Team Eichenhorst. And if for whatever reason you're not on that team page, I will make sure that you guys get, yes, I could do random name picker, but it'll take time to put all of the names in there. So is Andrea McMillan. Okay, I'm going to write that down. All right. All right. Well, I think we got some good work in today, guys. And I hope that you guys will take what you learned and you will apply it and do it some more, because we have lots of time left to invite people. Use those screenshots and for what I shared when you're doing your IPAs and your follow-ups and all that stuff. And then really don't use my example. Use my format example, but my verbiage example of reaching out to that dream teamer, don't go back to this recording and watch and try to write it down. See, it takes me time, guys. It takes me time. It takes me time. It doesn't come easy, and I have still gotten to diamond. So that should give you guys lots of hope, because if you're like, well, if Rachel can do it, I mean, shoot. So, but truly, that format has worked very well. But like I said, it's a smaller thing. So before I end this, promise you guys we will get us a winner. I don't want to take up too much more of your time, so you guys can get back to work or whatever you need to do. Just to know, I don't know how many of you guys jump on to the power hours in the evenings. I won't be hosting that one tonight. Natalie Johnson is going to be doing that. Since my husband surprised me on this work trip, he has plans for this evening. And of course, he didn't consult my Plexus calendar. Sometimes he doesn't feel like what we do is real work. Totally kidding on that, but you guys understand. So anyways, if you guys ever have any questions, never hesitate to reach out, and just go out there, be awesome, and let's have lots of fun in this reset challenge. So talk to you guys later. Bye.